Still a family issue.
Well, since everyone's here, let's go ahead and get started. I've got right at 7 o'clock. Call the meeting of the Hartsville South County Board of Zoning Appeals to order. Appreciate everyone being here. Welcome all of our guests that are here tonight. We'll certainly recognize you, call on you at the appropriate time if you're needed. Roll call, like we will hear, Mr. Harper. Here. Mr. Presley. Here. Ms. Banks.
Here.
Mr. Moore.
Here.
We have 5 present that is forum that can conduct our business tonight. First item of business is to approve the agenda. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions to the agenda? Make a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Presley. Second.
Second.
Ms. Banks. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
It is done. We need to approve the minutes from our meeting. Last meeting was 10/28/2020. They're on the second page right there behind your agenda if you need to look them over. If there's any corrections or additions, please make them known. Everybody's okay with entertaining a motion to approve minutes? Mr. Moore makes the motion.
Second.
Ms. Banks makes the second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
They are approved. Then our new business tonight, first item of business is a request from Sarah Murray, LaJoy Dance Studio. This is a request to operate her business at the Ward School building. She's going to be teaching dance classes, and I think that Sarah's here. Sarah, would you like to just kind of tell us what it is you're doing and kind of give us an overview, what the plans are, and the people you think you'll have there, things such as that? Yeah, you want to look this way?
Hi, everyone. So right now, we currently have 25 students across 8 classes. I'm hoping to continue teaching there. We currently teach ballet. I want to add more classes, of course, throughout the coming years. Do you have any questions?
I'm just up to speed. What is the current use of all the facilities here? Is there certain residents in part of the building? Is part of it for congregations and for meetings like this? So can you sort of explain?
Sure.
Yes, please.
So there is a Masonic lodge upstairs in one of the classrooms. I'm not sure which one. I was told they meet once monthly. I have not run into them yet, so I don't know if they suspended meetings because of COVID. I am renting a classroom downstairs. That's where the majority of the classrooms are, and a cafeteria, and there is no one else down there.
Okay.
The Ward School basically been used for civic type things. It's taken over as a community center. I think this would be in keeping with what they're trying to use it for. Certainly, we're hoping that it'll be used as much as possible in things of this nature going into the future. Mary, would you like to give us some comments on this?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is going to be
mic on.
So in R2, commission meeting that's the residential zoning. So the use is permitted by right in the zoning district would be single family, duplex, dwellings, or residential services. Looking at dance studios use, kind of interesting, but the only place that dance studio is actually mentioned in the use in zoning that right now is occupation. And this is not, although it's a residential zoning district, it's not actually under occupation. Use of those, like school building properties. So the uses that can be permitted by special exception are to that's the residential district include administrative uses, community assembly uses, community education uses, cultural and recreational services, intermediate impact facilities, virtual care facilities, and religious facilities. So I think what is suitable to review this use as for special exception as impact fees, which are facilities that are described as having impacts on surrounding. So in looking at reviewing this, offer it in special exception. It requires a review of an application. Second, we filed by the board of review. It also requires that applicant show the location of the use of the site, names of the property owners, and uses, and any pertinent information that the board is required. So in this case, the applicant has not provided the site plan as the existing building. She's still most right side of the existing building. In exercising reviewing this application, the board can impose any conditions on the proposed use or buildings as it may seem advisable of the conditions in the ordinance. Through plans or conditions or restrictions that the board gives her tonight would constitute certification of so generally strictly parking spaces or operations and hours, those conditions. General requirements, so these are the requirements that the board should be considering granting the special exception. They need to consider the property so designed, located, and supposed to be operated so that the public health, safety, and welfare are protected. The use should not adversely affect the property area in which it is located. It should be within the provisions of special exceptions as set forward in the definition and conform to all the provisions of the ordinance of the district in which it is located and is necessary. This last one is a little bit less applicable because she's not developing the site to the existing building. So as long as she's not extending the space or adding to it, then it should be relatively to zoning ordinance. Some additional information that she's giving on this morning is that there are 2 floors in the building, as she explained. She will be using a coffin upstairs. She's not going to use any of the outside structures. And she noted that there are 14 parking spaces that belong to the board's role. She will take up 8 classes each week to lower the spots. I noted in here for reference what's in the zoning code as far as parking requirements that are kind of 4.010 parking requirements and for auditorium, church, stadium, and public assembly places, not less than 1 space is required for seats, or 1 space for 200 square foot. And then there's also a provision for uses that have a combination of parking spaces, which is probably difficult to this because there's so much shared use of the building now and what we might in the future. Required parking space for any number of separate uses may be combined or not. The required space assigned to one use cannot be assigned to another use, except that generally uses that won't overlap. So classes. 14 parking spaces exceeds the number of students per class, as she mentioned. It should be confirmed that classes overlap other events in the school, such as meetings and the Masonic Lodge, so the parking is sufficient. There is overlap time, so that- There is the second sort of events under during that. Those are kind of conditions for having exception. And then separately to that, there's additional special conditions for intermediate impact facilities, which is generally just reconfirming that the traffic generating facility and the location and design. And off-street parking requirements. So generally in staff writings, request the applicant not provided site plan because this request should be inside the existing building. Summary of work should be the item by the applicant business plan, the location within the building, of the proposed use of the should have some work should review any regulations and potential exceptions, as well as conditions for any practices, and determine that this use can meet those requirements and that impacts that may have on the proposed neighborhood are mitigated by the conditions. Yes, if there's any questions on that, I know it's kind of confusing, because this is a use that doesn't necessarily fit into the zoning code as it's written. So,
Well, I think we're all familiar with Ward School property and things it's been used for in times past, and I think this is absolutely in keeping with the intentions of what it is to be used for. I think the special exception in that zoning district allows cultural and recreational services. I think this would have to meet that criteria, at least in my mind.
yeah,
And I know it does not mention directly a dance studio per se, except in home occupations, but
yeah, and it maybe just, like, it might be something that we look at revisiting the zoning code, because the way the description of culture. Example is right now, anything that's for profit business that would fall. So if they're operating studio, assuming that's, you know, for business. At the letter. But that's what I was thinking about. Impact, because that's something's intention.
as far as the general requirements for a special exception, needs to be designed, located, proposed to be operated so the public health, safety, and welfare are protected. I think as long as it was in the confines of that building, it would meet that criteria. Will not adversely affect the property in the area which it's located. It's being used as a community center, and hopefully that's what will be used for. Thank you. Questionable as to whether it conforms to all the applicable provisions of the ordinance. But it certainly meets the lion's share of it. Site plan, typically site plan is where a building is being built or altered or a new use or a change of occupancy on it. We do have the map that shows the building where the parking is indicated at the building in your packet there. You could, that's not site plan per se, but it could absolutely be used as that. You know, I think we can consider this. We can impose conditions on it if we see necessary to. We can approve it. We can disapprove it. We can put conditions on it.
Conditions such as.
Maybe the size of the
Hours,
classes.
Hours, size of classes.
So because to not exceed the 14 parking spots, you may want to. And I'm curious, what's the age range again of the different classes?
4 to 17.
So your 4-year-old classes, you'll probably have parents hanging around
Right.
parking, you know, because but the older group that are above 16 may be driving their own car to go, you know, so you know, depending on the group size, you may want to regulate it to fewer than 14 in the class.
Some of them may
Um,
actually be dropped off. I mean, they're-
That's
yeah,
true, but
yeah.
then to be on the safe side,
Sure.
you don't know if everyone had, you know, if every 4-year-old had the parent drive it and not carpooling, then you'd want to be on the safe side to not overrun the parking situation, I guess, around that area.
Probably room for more parking than that. That's how many designated parking spots are there.
Yeah, I can
And
see
think that.
But then
There
like
again,
the
the site
street,
plan would address that as far as overflow parking or not.
I just know that that street right next to it going up is always park, people have to park on the side of the residences on that street, and it gets awful narrow to try to get around on that one street, feeding straight in one direction. And then as you come on the other street that comes up around, it can be bottleneck, but that's a little bit too far for someone to park to walk to the thing. That other street would be more likely if they didn't double park behind someone in that little lot in front.
In where I'm coming from, this seems like a reasonable use of the facility.
No, I'm not arguing with that.
If you can't use it for this, I'm not sure what you could use it for. Maybe it's not fair for the chair to say that, but I'll go with what y'all think.
Is
No,
there
I don't-
anybody, is there anybody here to speak from the community?
Neighbor or anyone.
Ms. Freddie, you live up there. Have you heard anything about it or anything contrary to it?
No, I have not heard any complaints or. As a matter of fact, I'm a member of the association. And parking has never been an issue. Because there is marked, as you said, those that are marked, which has recently been done to accommodate the handicapped and et cetera. But there's plenty of parking space within the area that's not leading to the street.
Right,
Because
on
we've
the other
had-
side of the building.
We had multiple events there where there's been up to at least 100 people, but not all parking. But the parking was,
Right.
so I don't think that the parking of mark of 14, you say? Would
Well,
be,
it's to whatever she decides to,
Believe that's,
Mhm,
14 marks,
14.
designated spots.
mhm. Would put us in jeopardy as far as allowing her to have up to 25 capacity, which is what she has now.
I did speak to 2 residents up there other than yourself, and they were glad to see a use being used or the facility being used. Had no negative comments.
I like-
I
whatsoever.
have a question for her.
Okay.
Have you had up until now, any problems with the parking from the parents?
We haven't, because of the size of my classroom, I capped the amount of students attend so that they have room to move around and dance, so we haven't had issues with parking.
No complaints from the parents or anything like that?
No.
What's the will of the board?
Make a motion that we allow it to take place.
A motion by Mr. Moreland to approve it,
I second.
second by Mr. Presley. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It is done. Thank you. All right. Next, we have a request. Find my agenda. Give me a piece of paper up here. For, setback variance. You have, 3 petitioners, Desiree Gann, David David and Jimmy Keith and Jeff and Wendy Nichols. These are properties located down on Beasley's Bend Road, part of the, used to be Bob Helm Farm. They're sizable lots, but they are long and narrow, from the road to the river. All of them are virtually the same size, at or about 140 to 150 feet wide, I think, most of them in that variance.
And above 5 acres.
They're above, yes. No,
All of them are above 5 acres.
they are. And I think the request is to lower the side setbacks. Is that
Yes.
particularly what they want to do? Currently, on 3 acres and up, the side setbacks are 40 feet. In an A1 agricultural zone, on a 2 acre lot with fire protection, you can go as low as 20 feet on side setbacks. Typically, on a variance, should be able to, the petitioner needs to demonstrate that there's an exceptional physical condition, narrowness of the lot, a sinkhole, a bluff, a big tree that we don't want to cut down, or something of that nature, for these to be considered and or granted. So I'm not sure. Do y'all have any documentation of a house plan or site plan with the property is where you want to site a house that shows that you can't keep it within the sign setbacks now?
For my lot personally, I didn't Sandy bring
Okay.
anything, so to be prepared. Basically with our lot, it's so incredibly narrow. We do have, a sizable amount of acreage in the front, but there's so many dips in that you would have to grade it. It's gonna be so costly just to even try to get something in front. So the only area that we really can build it, so we have a huge, forest basically going through the middle of my lot and my neighbor's lot. It's just this one area basically that we can build a house, and with the 40-foot setback on both sides, that's 80 feet, that's really making it very difficult to.
Most of the lots, I think, were along the center part, 140 feet was the least that I measured. That would give you a 60-foot building envelope in the center. 60 foot
60 to 70, so in that range.
is a pretty large house, you know. I think, I'm not saying it would be impossible to do a variance, but I think without you being able to show us that it's absolutely necessary. Mary, can you jump in on this? Am I going along the right thought process here or not?
Well, yeah,
Granted, boards are doing following criteria, variation granted only in recession circumstances, conditions fully described, functions for not larger than the.
Yeah.
Variance should not be granted to allow you to use other ways. New loss of value, it is not just a condition.
Right.
Granting the variance, they are being. Reviewing the operational variance, the applicant has a permanent approved show variance to variance. And so generally speaking, the applicants are going to demonstrate exhaustion and doable options as part of the wording. Applicants should show that the physical surroundings, such as the narrowness of the lot landscape, as distinguished from mere inconvenience, and so exceptional hardship on resources. Financial For lots of those in there. Results in hardship, but some reason the use of their property, that is. Lots of other, so that was sufficient evidence, like, for demonstrating the markings, purpose. But there's not sufficient data.
I think you can, right now, I'm not sure whether you're aware of this or not, but just point this out. You can be in compliance with fire protection if you fully sprinkle your home. If you build a home and you fully sprinkle it, that's considered with fire protection. So that 20-foot side variance would be in effect without any variance having to be granted. I think this board has been very willing in times past to grant variances when the plaintiff can show that there is no other way to do this. Our house is 80 foot and we can't get it in here, kind of thing. Typically, we've taken it down to 1 foot increments. I mean, we've granted variances for 2 feet, 2 more feet, just because a corner of a house maybe was going over that setback by that minimum amount. I think that where we're at tonight on this would be to say you can build a house there. You can get to your 20 foot that you want on the sides if you fully sprinkle it.
Do you mean like sprinklers inside the house?
Yeah.
Fire suppression system.
Residential fire sprinkler systems
Okay.
are pretty common in a lot of places, not so much here. A lot of builders, a lot of jurisdictions absolutely require them. We don't, but we certainly give people the option to do it. And that's one reason that we have those, so that the people that do it have less strict setbacks and things of that nature and size requirements. Or, if you want to come back at a future date with a site plan, your house plan, and show us that I need 2 more feet on this side, I need to go to 36 feet instead of 40 feet to make my house fit where I want it to go. I think we would certainly entertain looking at that, and based on past experience, I would say favorably look at that.
We just haven't got that far because that's like the only place we can foresee the house even being. So like before we hire someone to do house plans and all that blueprints, all that kind of stuff, like we gotta find out if it's variance or not, because that really, that's the first step basically, what we're doing. The driveways on that side of the house.
Driveway is not subject to setbacks. Garages are not subject to setbacks. Only the house, the dwelling itself, are
Right,
subject to setbacks.
but I'm saying that's just 10, like if you do like a 9 foot or 10 foot, that's taking up 10 foot of that space that we need as well. So it's pushing us further into the forest, which means cutting down trees and doing a bunch of other stuff or whatever, but it's just. Makes sense.
Yeah. So when did you purchase the property?
November of last year.
Okay. And it was subdivided, I remember 3 years ago or 4 years ago when the Helms sold the farm.
2015, I think, is when it was all.
Yeah, it was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
6 years ago it was subdivided. The Carmens did the subdivision. And I believe the plat showed the setbacks and stuff on it and the stuff. So it's, the big question I have is what's changed since you bought it, and the thing and, and looking at the property for what you wanted to use it for.
The survey or what we had, when we went into purchasing it, I didn't notice the setbacks. We had been told it was only 15 feet, so that's kind of what we were going on, but then we found out later it's 40 feet, we're like, oh. So we kind of went back to square one, what are we gonna do, possibly get a variance or something like that, because we didn't want to change the zoning, because we know that that's a lot. I I mean, we know that, you know, they're trying to sell the rest of the lots and stuff like that as residential. I mean, they just sold lot 8 and 9 as residential. I mean, people are gonna build a house. So I know that's what it's going towards. The first one's all when we jump.
Well, the sprinkler thing would give you a lot of options if you're really worried about a 20-foot worth of setback.
Yeah, it's just that forest that goes right in the middle that takes up so much space.
The problem we have is if we allow it for you, we're gonna have to allow it for
For
anybody
anyone
else
that
that
buys
comes
a lot.
in that just decides they need more space to build their house. I mean, if you can demonstrate to us that this is the only place it can be put on your property, you know, show us a drawing that shows where the trees are, pictures, whatnot, and this house is 80 feet long, and this is the only place and the only way you can cite it, what I'm saying to you is we would be glad to look at that. But just as an accommodation, because you think you're gonna need more room, we're not gonna be able to do that. Now, if y'all wanna make the motion to approve it, I'll entertain one, but Mary, am I,
No, that's correct, yeah. she can
Right.
So she.
and it's not that we don't want to, it's just that we set a precedent with whatever we decide here.
No, I totally understand. It's my fault. I had asked Sam, do I need to bring anything with me? Like, show everything. He said, no, just show up and be prepared. That's all he said. So,
I really think we would be receptive to it, but we need more documentation,
Yeah.
I guess. And, I think the simple solution, sprinkle your house, and you've got your 20-foot, you don't have to do anything except put fire suppression in your house, and you'll have a better house, and a house that's worth more, and it's safer for you and your family.
Yeah.
So, but that's my solution, that's the Dwight solution, okay? But, that may not, I'm not telling you you have to do that,
Mhm.
I'm just telling you that's one of your options. But, I just don't think that we can,
Need to show the proof.
with what we have here tonight, but
Some
we
documentation.
certainly welcome you coming back at, you know, a future date if you want to provide us. And I'll be glad to talk to you about it in person. If you need to give me a call, I'm pretty open to trying to work with you.
thank you.
And I'm sorry if you had incorrect information. It's not an unreasonable request.
No, not at all.
No, it's just that without the other, we just can't do it. Can't do it. Okay? I'm sorry. Okay. Is everybody good with that?
Yes,
Do we need a motion or
we
anything?
do need to make a motion.
Need a motion, yes, to deny these.
I'll make a motion to
They have a
deny.
motion by Mr. Presley to not approve these. Do I have a second?
Are they all lumped together, or is this just the first one we're looking at?
I think they're all up together. They're all asking for the same thing, and the same as 3 lots together.
There's no one else here to talk about them except her on hers.
So my name is Lily Nichols, and
Okay,
we were given the same kind of information as.
Okay.
Desiree, so, you know,
Okay.
we're just trying to be good neighbors.
Who's
Sure.
Who said?
We like homes, we want homes.
We're still
but
talking
We
about-
just, you know,
So she is in this winning.
there's a reason for it.
We can lump it together.
I think we could do these all 3 together. could we
That's
not?
what the question is do we lumping them or are we doing them individually?
The information is all the same.
Right.
The basis for it's all the same. So
I was just seeing if someone else was representing other, that may have had some documentation to
Well,
present to us.
I'm sorry.
You know, and that's why I was trying to get at that.
Yeah,
So,
thank you, Mark. Did anybody have anything further? Okay.
Is there someone who's represented? There's
three people that were,
four properties altogether.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
had, Rick St. David, he's been sick with COVID, so he couldn't come. But he shared, well, the lot was subdivided 6 and 7, so I purchased 7, he purchased 6, we got that force in between, so he's dealing with the same thing. Where, you know, we're being for this house and the variance and stuff like that, you know, needing that extra space. So it's basically the same thing that we're dealing with.
Same location.
So we're right side by side. I
Lump them
think we
together.
can dispose of it, all 3.
right, since no one has any.
Mark made the motion for all 3. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Mr. Harper, second. Any further discussion on it? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Gonna have to turn y'all down tonight. Maybe we can revisit it at a future date.
Thank you.
Okay. Next on our agenda is Verizon Wireless. This is I guess you would say a recertification. I don't know how else to put it. This site was approved about a year ago. I don't have the exact date on it, I'm afraid. But anyway, they have resubmitted their documentation July 2020. And according to our restrictions, the approval expires after a year if construction has not been commenced. We do have fresh documentation. There is no changes whatsoever in the site plan, what their plans are. It's just strictly to give a reapproval, I guess is what we're trying to do here tonight. We do have Mr. Harris here, Matt Harris is here on behalf of Verizon. If we have any questions of it, do you have any questions of it? The site is up on Highway 10. Like I say, we approved it last year.
I remember.
It's
No
just run
changes.
out.
You did say no changes to.
No change.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Ms. Banks, do I have a second?
I say,
Mr. Presley makes a second. Any further discussion on this? Y'all don't get started on this, we may not do this. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that is done. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
when do you expect to start work on it?
I really don't know. It'll certainly be the next year, but I really don't know. And if it would be helpful, I'll try to get that information.
Well, we're going to get a lot of questions.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think everyone would feel sort of silly if I got here again next year. So,
But,
say that, but this will get started.
like we said, earlier, there is a big hole up there, and it would be a great asset to the area and that community in that area to have this tower. Have not had any negative feedback on it. To me,
Good.
it's been mostly all positive, I think, or neutral. And, so we welcome you getting started on it and appreciate you being here tonight. Have a safe drive back to that.
I certainly appreciate that, and I will let the company know that the county is ready for the tower. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
From memory, it seemed like it was a 5-mile radius that it would cover. Do you remember what the radius is?
Kind of depend on topography. We've got a lot of
Yes,
hills up there too, so.
Happy to share this business card. So Mile, this is the current coverage in the county. And this is where this tower is proposed on Highway 10, and you see there's nothing there.
Right. Kills a big dead area.
Right, and this is what the coverage will look like after this tower goes up. You know how many exact miles this represents, I'm not quite sure.
Seemed like it was like 5 miles radius.
Yeah.
All right, super. Thank you.
Absolutely happy to, yeah.
Now, where are we at here?
The new tower's over here. Right now, this is all you have, and this is what's created over here.
This is on
It's gonna
Highway
be correct.
10, just before you get to the county line. That hill
Yeah,
is-
I've been looking.
That'll help you going to work.
I've been looking, been waiting for you every day.
All right, I will let Verizon know for sure.
But the biggest thing is they need to get to Smith County.
Yeah.
Over there in Dixon Springs and
Yeah.
between it and Carthage somewhere.
That would help.
But that's a Smith County thing.
Mhm.
But that's the largest area.
When it gets chilly like that, it's from sea.
Oh, yeah.
Do that during this spring area.
We have any other business? Y'all have any business for us tonight? Mary, did you have anything maybe to share with us tonight?
I have a comment, Dwight.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to thank Mary for the work. I got the notes from you, Dwight, and really, it was really helpful. Thank you.
It was.
I was able to read it and be prepared. So,
Thank you so much for all you do for us. Public comments? I can't imagine you not wanting to comment.
No, at least.
Okay. Somebody write this date down. Okay.
I did like what we went through this word.
Right.
On the bill, this, and that, that's what we're trying to do with kids and whatever in the community.
right.
Put in a lot of free labor. I mean, some people that preservation, I didn't join it.
I
When they
understand.
call, I try to go do what they want. Water, probably appreciate a lot of what we've done.
Sure.
And how we turn out, one thing we done, what we had to do, we got out, we found it was not board's problem, so all that comes together. And still a lot of things been done. But what she's doing with the kids, when I went to the little deal she had in the park,
Uh-huh.
2 Saturdays ago, and I was amazed. I didn't realize, the kids would come together like what they done. It was the sporting event.
I think so too.
Thank you both.
Appreciate it.
Cultural is very important.
We need more things like this.
Yeah, very important.
Yes, I have a remark for
yes, ma'am.
Sarah. I really appreciate what you have done with these kids and continue to do so and grow. Not to add another buildings award.
Yep. Anyone else? Mayor, do you have anything for us tonight?
Nothing for them to do.
I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Mr. Moreland has a motion. Mr. Harper has a second.
Second.
All in favor, get up and leave.
Favor, favor.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody being here.
Thank you, Dwight.